Hello, also welcome to the today's tutorial. So in previous tutorial we have added some Niagara particles in which we created the fire effect. So today we will add this thing like we continue this series. So we haven't created this whole effect yet, so we are just continuing this series. So what we will do in the actors, we will create one more section. So previous it was weapon. In the actors I will create one directly called inflammable, or in the same I will create the class, a new class. It will be an actor. I will name it as m inflammable base. Okay, and inflammable base, press enter. Okay, once this is done, so what we will do, let me take you from the hierarchy. I will just create the static mesh, and in this static mesh, in the overlap or the hit event, I will create the functionality. First, I will remove the static mesh as soon as it will collide with the bullet. Once it is done, then I will spawn the Niagara particle, and uh, within the range, like where that mesh is there, within that range I will search for all the AIs and will destroy them. So this is our main task to do that. Okay, so let's start. So you can pause the video, you can try to do the same thing. If you are unable to do that, then you follow. Okay, cool. So first thing, we will create the static mesh. So for that, give me a second, let me clean this up. And I always take sections for variable and functions. I always keep them separate. So it will be the use static mesh component. As soon as I'm pressing tab, so make sure in the right it will automatically add everything if it is required to include the file. Okay, so it is sm underscore inflammable mesh. And do we need anything extra? I guess no. We can head back to the cpp file and include everything is okay. I don't want it to tick, so turn it false, and I will remove the tick function just to have the extra precaution here. Like if always do this check, like if you are not using tick, always remove the function and turn this to false. It will save some memory and the cpu power. Okay, next is sm underscore inflammable mesh. Create default sub object, use static mesh component, and I will keep the name same, text. A root component is equals to the sm inflammable mesh. By default I don't want to put anything down, and in this, in the collision setting, sm underscore inflammable mesh dot collision enabled, set collision enabled, and I want it to be query and physics. Collision enabled query and physics. uh, the reason we are putting the physics there, so the AI can collide with it, so that is why we are just putting query, physics. And for query, as soon as we will hit it with the target or with the bullet, so we can have some effect there. And next is the block setting. So by default I will turn the set collision response to all channel. I will turn it to false first. See, collision response ignore, and sm underscore inflammable mesh set collision response to channel. In channels, f collision response container. I haven't tried that. F collision response container, let me check. F collision response container. Hmm. We can also use this, but uh, as just for 3 channel we need to do that. So set collision response to channel, and first we need we want to set the for visibility. So visibility e collision channel visibility, set it to block e collision response block, and we want same for camera and physics body. That's it. We can also put pawn so AI can't interact them. So let's do that too. Pawn. Okay, I think everything is done. Next thing is generate overlap event is by default turned on, so we don't need to do that. Okay, next is the hit on component hit. So in the begin play I will do that. The reason being is previously I like in the idle situation we should have put it in the constructor only, but sometimes it doesn't work. So that is why we are doing this binding in the begin play. So on component hit dynamic this comma, and we have to add one function which we don't have. So just left click on component hit, go to the signature. I will copy the whole signature. You copy and create the function. Okay, I think it will be protected. So void on explodes on mesh hit or on bullet hit. Just copy. Alt enter, generate the definition, and we will add this address. Okay, first we will put the log. So m utils dm on bullet hit this. So the first thing which we will do, we will spawn the Niagara function system, so which we have created in the previous tutorial. So we need Niagara function library. So Niagara function library, Niagara function library. So make sure that you have this library. Like as soon as I'm pressing tab, it is already automatically including this. Next thing is, if I will click it, let me open my Chrome. Go to the Niagara function library. If you will check in the module section, it is saying that it is Niagara, it is using Niagara. And in the project, if you will go to the project.build.cs, check if you have Niagara or not. We have, so we are good to go. Okay, so in the bullet settings, yep. So spawn system at location. So location we want, like, so world context, so get world comma Niagara system. So we need to have this template, so we will create one variable. So Niagara system in the public property. I totally forgot to include it. Edit anywhere comma blueprint blueprint read only, I don't see any reason to do the write. Same thing with the U property. Edit anywhere. Blueprint read write, or read only. Okay, read write. So we can also change that. So blueprint read write. We are using read write because like it is also possible that we need to change it from the blueprint just to have our feasibility. So U Niagara system pointer and ns underscore fire, which we have created. So ns underscore fire comma, it's the location, so get actor location. Next is the rotation, so rest of the things we do want it to be default. Let me check if we need extra. Location, rotation, scale, auto destroy true, auto activate true, and precal. Okay, this is perfect. And as soon as we are done, I don't think we need to like after it we need to destroy the component. So destroy the actor. Okay, but before that we also need to spawn some sound. So let's do that first. We will destroy it afterwards. Let us spawn the sound. So u gameplay statics, or no, it will not be the part of u gameplay. Let's say u gameplay statics spawn sound at location, or spawn sound 2D, and get world comma u sound base. We do need that too, so I will just copy paste it. U sound base sb underscore explosive, sb underscore explosive, and we want everything as default. Next thing is we want all the actors which are overlapping within the certain area. So what we will do, we will get all the actor in the sphere. So u Kismet system library, sphere overlap actors. So what it will do, it will filter out the actors for us, and so get world comma, so sphere position, so it will be the get actor location comma, next is a sphere radius. So this is variable, but by default I want it to be 500, but what we will do, we will sorry, 400. The reason being is, if you remember, in the Niagara particle we put this as the variable, right? So like when we were spawning the like fire effect, so in the Niagara particle we have defined the radius to be 400, so this is why we are using 400 here. Okay, what else? Radius, and yes, this is the most important thing. We need the array of e object type query. So the array of, we need this, right? Give me a second, check. T array t enum as byte e object type query. Object type query. Okay, object types, and we will add element type e object type query We want to add pawn. Let's do this way. A engine type, sorry, engine, it will be U engine type, convert to object type, and we want to convert a collision channel of pawn, comma, U class. So it is asking to give us the class which we want to filter it out, because there can be many actors which will be pawns. So we want AI base. What was that? AI core AI. It is MAAI base. Okay. So AI base static class, comma, actors to ignore none. So null pointer con and the out actors. So here we need to provide the T array of actors. So T array of a actor pointer out over labbed actor. Okay, just to ignore T array of actor. Give me a second. Let's do this way. Actor pointer. Mhm. I think we are done here. Do we need anything extra? Mm, yep. But let's do this first, then we will check. So when utils dm over labbed actors count. So int plus out overlap actor dot count number, comma this. So let's try this build project. Okay, we will compile it from here. Control B. Hopefully it should go forth. And we also have to check in the meantime if we do have those static meshes there or not. So give me a second, let me check. Static mesh, we should have this cylinder and barrel. So this is done, this is compiling fine. Assets meshes, okay, we don't have that. Give me a second, let me include this. So desktop Hitman files meshes. So we need cylinder and barrel. So just let me include cylinder first. Reset to default and import all. Okay, for cylinder, I think we do have material. Give me a second. Mesh icon. Yep, we do have this. Let me include this. Cylinder content asset material, nope. uh, Mesh cylinder base, input this like save. uh, if I will turn it to lit surface opaque unlit, check, no, default lit, press save, let me cross the button and let me check if it is looking good. Yes, press save, and in this cylinder let me check if we have to scale it up, because by default when I was checking at my end, I scale it down. So I will scale it up, because if you will you know put this in the scene, it is pretty small, see. So I will delete this and I will scale it to 5. Mm, just scale it to 5 and save, re-import bash mesh. Okay, so let me shift this to the texture, move here, and this to the material, move here. Okay, next is the barrel. So let me go to the barrel mesh, barrel, again set to default. So for barrel also it is very small, so I think I multiplied it with the 25 when I was testing the things out. So here also what I will do in the scaling, 25 25 re-import bash mesh. Okay, this is looking perfect. Press cross, let me cancel this, let me save, and let me shift this to the textures, move here, turn, shift this to the materials, move here. Okay, materials, this will be the barrel cylinder m underscore m underscore. Okay, perfect, this is looking good. If we will check, this is okay now. Okay, so the next thing is what we will do in the actors, right click, blueprint class, inflammable base, select bp underscore cylinder, we check this, inflammable static mesh to cylinder. Let me check if all the things are there. Yes, they are. Compile and save. Okay, this is done. Let's do the same thing for the barrel. Control D. Barrel. Okay, we need to okay, we haven't add the code for null check, so we will do that first too. So if mutils is valid, ns fire, comma fire effects not included, and flammable base. This same with sound as been exclusive. It's just the f like log function which I have created customized. We already have this covered in the previous tutorial, so you can check those. So sound effect not included in the and inflammable base. Okay. Okay, perfect. So in the Niagara particle, so for the cylinder in the barrel, let's fix the barrel first. Okay. Okay, this is perfect. Settings are there. Let us put some barrel here. Okay, save. In the barrel, now we will select the Niagara particle which we have created previously. So let me remove the engine content and the plugin content. Fire explosion. We need to use the explosion queue. Give me a second. So we haven't created the explosion queue yet. Okay, we do have it. Compile and save. For the cylinder also we will do the same. Fire explosion explosion queue. And there is one more trick which we could have used, so let's check that. So let's imagine this is cylinder. I'm just creating its duplicate. So BP inflammable base, and what we will do, we will remove the static mesh, compile and save, and in the barrel and cylinder we will select its parent as BP underscore inflammable base. The reason being is, give me a second, inflammable base. The reason being is, like, we don't have to define these property here. Like, it will be done in the parent class, which is the BP inflammable base, and these two will remain as it is. Right? We will just define the static meshes. You can also do one thing, like just to save, if you don't want to create like this, just drag BP underscore inflammable base and change the static mesh in the world. But the issue with that approach will be, like, if you do want to use the same thing in the different maps, then it will not be savable. So this was the only issue. Let's try if it is working or not. It is not. Okay, so the mistake which we did, like which I did, not you guys, like in this function on bullet hit, I haven't put the u function, as we need this u function because we are doing the binding here. So just prefix with the u function and it will start working. So we have check. Just let me shoot something out, and is now we are hearing that sound. We are not getting that. So we will look at it why it is doing so, but still like it is working out. So it is already 30 and 30 minutes across, so we will take it forward in the next tutorial. So if you like the tutorial, just do like and subscribe. If you are unable to understand something out, just comment it below. I will try my best to sort the things out. Thank you and have a nice day.